wala kufana nokune loko van'wana va byela va magodromba loko nga si tshama u n'wi vone magodromba u nge n'wi imagine but basically you are stupid but you haven't matured to that extent of moving yourself out of your ego.
Before I used to think maybe there's a little voice inside you.
Let's talk what builds our thoughts.
Is
the experience first thing. Feelings, like emotions, attitude. Attitude is just your reaction.
Yeah.
And your attitude is based on your character, in which on a later detail we will dilute it to a person, which is a multiple characters. In which one of the good days I estimated a single person can carry up to 1,000 characters.
Hey yo, let's people. You know what it is.
And your most of
Yeah. I want to ask those questions.
But that's not the ask in the first place.
This one is nasty. This one is hungry lion. It's just there for the brains, man, because his brain is already.
Is it my type?
You can only be able to understand the world around you only if you could understand yourself.
Yeah.
What does it mean to you?
It means you have to first understand yourself.
Raise your voice, my friend.
You first need to understand yourself, Takawa. So, like, in order to understand the world around you,
yes,
you need to understand yourself.
Yeah.
So that's where the question rises from.
What is it
like,
that you need to understand?
Because you're already yourself.
What is selfness? In fact, to deal with this, who is yourself or what is yourself?
Want to see who is yourself? So
who is yourself?
Maybe you could be say age. Maybe jealous you all is kind for no king sila.
It's a mind that's more like a mind trip. So
travel.
And then the one that's traveling in that mind trip, it's you.
Yeah.
But which one is you?
Because no about that.
Hey, because at a certain point, I can simply say we are exposed to different realms.
Yeah.
In such a way, some people may say is just a thought or like some thoughts. But it's more like realms. Like we tend to build or we tend to have a lot of realms that we live within. So at a certain point, it's a mind travel, yes. But I can say Kuri is just like a trip within your thoughts. Let's say maybe you just decide to get into another realm. Lenga Kuri you fulfill the fantasy or the satisfaction that comes with like imagining certain things. Or one of them look before Taylor and you see yourself living a soft life. Why this is so hey, like it's that's more like it. It's just a realm, not deeply because when we are to talk about realms, most people understand it most when it is in a context of spirituality.
Yeah.
Yes, it's still a spirituality because that's a place where you find yourself, your thoughts,
that's
your feelings.
Your thoughts are,
exactly.
That's where you exist.
That's where you exist, other than where the body is.
Because where the body is, no one enjoys with the body.
Bro, where the body is like from no. The thing is, we try to get at a certain point. We know like the thing is, we know what is on the table.
Yeah. You know what you want.
Ungaba kwini vuton'wini,
Yeah.
what kind of a thing they nga
Possibilities, wabo.
we decide we navela we desire so wa vona ku ri njhani.
Sebona sharp. So wabona your thoughts ne in a spiritual realm or like there wherever they are all to see. So they are not in the brain.
Yeah, like good for you touching on that. Good for you. Shout out to Bob. Pela, like your thoughts in Zwanone, according to scientific what and the founders what we are trained or told or sold the knowledge yakur we think with our brains. But that's not real. We are not sure where our thoughts are. Let's talk what builds our thoughts. Is the experience first thing. Feelings, like emotions, encounters. And in terms of experience, it's what you experienced in life and how you experienced life. And then in terms of encounters, it's still more in the same context of this ungaswi experience. But here we're talking about things that were inevitable, things you couldn't avoid. Those are encounters. Those were impossible to avoid. You understand? So those things, your desires, your wishes, your goals, your understanding, those are the simple like things that builds your thoughts. Not basically because there is a mind or the mind. Like it's more like the mind. I would say it just processes everything. But the thoughts, bro, the thoughts is a deeper thing.
Yeah, they are more than the mind, man. Like they are more like traveling.
Yeah, like they are more like traveling. Fit. It would it's personality.
Mara kusubona like when it comes to brain stock. Man believe so kula lokutlelo kuba kurubjo ili
believe group
nzona azolo like yebo ai apa izini sanga like chongo utlele bona cause ne wabona no swilo lokusibonini ntwisisa with your eyes. It's like maybe you're recording so ntwisisa and beside
kwala aniri Enzana, the fact that you cannot imagine what you don't know. It is the fact that you cannot dream of what you don't know. So that's why it's Tegakur Ibzong. Well, basically, without you knowing, there wouldn't be you dreaming. And this is why kitchen grass
no catch. I want to say, you only dream of what you know. You cannot dream of something you don't know.
The moment you say you dream something of something which you don't know, there are certain references or features that you will refer to. This is relatable with.
Eu coloco o chulo o Steve like o toto shidorolo. So valo coloco o chulo to unga Steve toto ibjela.
Ola kufana nokune loko bangwana babzela ba magodroma. Loko ungasithamba ungibone magodroma ungimimagine. Ambe ukubyela abari munhu wokumana mahlanga.
Description like
ingekudescribe bela.
Mara
nelo kulo
picture me maybe picture or video
on that circumstances loko wena ri magodroma ongtivi you'll dream your own things letata ku you'll build up an idea of a magodroma leyi unga draw but not based on the features that nga kunyeka to ku ri mahlanga ko nga ri like so I just don't know ku va ta va va swi imagine njani so because mina I don't really know that. You lazy people, this is your boy Lodwara the second. You know how we do this. One way or another, we are still rolling up with people. And welcome to the Lazy Room podcast. For quite a while, we've not been with you. So we just hopped in and trying to figure out some certain things. Simply because today we are going to talk about the attitude that we have as people. We had to juggle around something which gives birth to the attitude that we have, which builds the characters that we see each and every day.
Yeah.
So it's been a while since we had an open conversation.
Man,
Bro.
It's your boy, Mr. Boy, like that deity, the XC, the hashtag code, you know.
Not letting alone the fact that it's been a while since we had you around in the house.
But I'm back, you know, looking good.
Cheese boy, doing the things, you know, the 10 out of 10 nigga, man.
Yeah. So
Yes.
today, Munesh, this topic, Munesh, bro.
This thing is very deep because, mind you, when we decided to talk about this thing, it's been like some few weeks.
Man.
And because of everything that has been happening around and everything that has been going on, like there are a lot of episodes that we were supposed to drop, but we couldn't.
Yes.
The same applies to the very same one that we already posted the trailer before we it's to come back. Some of them is to come back. Like we wouldn't post the thing that we won't post.
I'm gonna promise you, mama.
And niggas, I feel like my pace and my English vocabulary is on another level. It has been growing. I don't know if I have been doing these things for a while or because of
too much, man.
Bro,
I've been tricky.
I make sure each and every day, bro, I speak English.
Yeah.
In each and every paragraph that I drop, there is a certain English that is found within.
Sentence, yeah,
My wedding, and
this makes perfect.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know, can do it.
Yeah, so shout out, man, for your presence and being back again, even though you're gonna bounce so soon, nigga. So we wanted to talk about like the attitude and the characters that we maintain as people. Where does it comes from?
Where does it begin, though?
Exactly.
Like, what builds it?
We first have to define how we understand it. I think maybe that's when we can get to like where we want to get to, because attitude is just your reaction on everything, whether it's physical, mental, psychological. It's your reaction. How you will react, how you will think about certain things is your attitude, and your attitude is based on your character, in which on a later detail we will dilute it to a persona. The personas that we carry, the personas which are built by the characters that we are. Where to see Sanyan and Zwan.
I feel.
Earlier on we discussed we carry multiple characters. And what was your thought about like a character before we had that conversation?
Of multiple character, ne?
Yeah.
Like before, I used to think maybe there's a little voice inside you, Abong.
Yeah.
Like I used to think maybe like one is two.
Yeah, like it feels like two people who are having a conversation.
In each and everything.
Yeah, more like those two people. Like it's how it feels. It's commonly feels that with that, like those two people. This one on that point style and this one in that point style.
And like in most of the times, like the one who is you. Like I can say man, not the
voice.
Man, like I feel like I'm the one in charge in most cases, and which in later on you realize that no, I'm not the one, because in most scenarios you find corona like one of the things, those decisions you take, the decision you take are not based on you, like they are based on the other you,
the one that's
so. Most times, having you to sell to the age like that.
No, like what I said to you is very powerful. That's it's a life-changing thing.
Yeah.
You see, there was a time where I sat and realized, there are certain things I wouldn't do. There are certain things I wouldn't attempt doing. If I haven't came across certain things, like this introduces you to this, and this introduces you to that, and that introduces you to this. You experience this, and then you do this. But without that experience,
there's no way you can do that. Yeah.
Yes. So that thing deeply, logoni checks this. No. It is just a response of the characters that we carry, which is a multiple characters. In which one of the good days I estimated a single person can carry up to 1,000 characters. Depending on the experience you receive. Receive. Depending on the experience and then someone might be like, oh, 1,000 characters in a single person. Each and every thought, it's a character. Each and every opinion is a character. Since we get to that point, I could discuss that. It's always the advantage and the disadvantage. There is always an opposite of the opinion that you have. Whether it's a negative opinion or a positive opinion. And even before you run your mouth about what you think, you already have those two opinions, which is the negative and the positive, what is the advantage or the advantage.
We have to tell them that we're not this thing of judging us when we say something in which they thought about but were scared to say. Then they say, Tina, we're hypocrites and what they bullying us. No, now the fact that you thought about it, we're in the same page.
If I'm sure
just because I say it doesn't mean you mean.
It's more like
no.
Interpret
something, one process.
Or to predict something accurately. We relate.
So did we talk about it? Well, if me I come to you, maybe according to your beliefs and what you have been feeling suppressed. This only charge.
That's a defense mechanism. People are afraid.
Yeah.
But they don't know that they are afraid. That is why we turn out to first defend ourselves, even when we are not aware that we are defending ourselves. Starting from stating our thoughts. The other day we talked, could nobody say exactly what they think. It's almost impossible to say what you feel, what you think.
Yeah, you're always relating.
You always want to be common.
You shortcut.
Yeah, you don't want like a uniqueness or like it's not uniqueness. It's more like being exposed.
Yeah. People don't want to be in a discomfort condition.
You don't want to be discovered.
You always want to be comfortable
and vulnerable with every situation. Like you don't want to be cornered. That thing it's a defense mechanism which happens automatically.
Yeah.
Which looking at an example, it's mostly common or practical. Neloko utwa unfamiliar thing. More like I'm gonna switch finish.
Yeah.
A practical example, iloko utwa something unfamiliar, which is not familiar with you. I don't know if unfamiliar is the right grammar now.
Not familiar, unfamiliar. You are unfamiliar with it. You are not familiar with it. I read.
Hey, like you're not familiar with. You'll be alarmed to keep yourself safe. That is the latter result of the self-defense mechanism that we're talking about. the most minor thing, it is your thoughts.
Yeah, it's fun. Like, practical example, maybe when I'm on look something. I'm so good teaching how it is. I was TV, maybe I'm so good. I should like look I should be excited. Let me give you a practical example of myself. This other day, I'm following one. He asked me about cum laude, something like cum laude. Do you know it?
Cum laude, cum laude,
so
whatever pronunciation, but it's cum laude, cum laude, or but it has to do with cum.
He says suit and he was it's like so. I'm like, what? Cum laude, I'm like, I don't know that. So that boy laugh. I'm like, how old are you? I tell him, I don't know cum laude.
And then like, whoa, and that thing, like, not to lie or anything, like, but I was just familiar with that word, I think last year, not so long ago, and I was already at my 20s, so you see.
So, like, you know what is it?
Hey, I mean, it's like a graduation, and shout out to Novi Christy Poetess. The reason why I'm mentioning her is because I've seen she posted about it, even herself, and she's like I don't want to speak a lot about it, but she's like someone who always or once dealt with like mentality stuff and stuff. Someone that I communicated with. She has graduated with a cum laude or what. I don't remember at what faculty or whatever. You understand? So, but shout out to her. She's a motivation. If you check her, like even I mentioned Christy Poetess, it's Nobile. Yeah, shout out to her. She's been like in like a poultry farming. She's been selling eggs, bro. Yeah, she's doing a lot, and that was a second degree or diploma or whatever. I don't remember very well. But then shout out to her. She's a great motivation to someone I know very well.
Yeah.
So she graduated with a cum laude. I'm just giving you a practical example of how I relate with that term.
So I was okay, so like in that state, you don't know, because let's say maybe we're in a group, okay, because I think we were 4. 2 of us didn't know about cum laude,
and then the other 2 knew.
All this is a living laughter about it, but there was nothing.
It's like when someone tells you something, you don't know the end goal or what they are trying to imply to you.
If it's gonna be in a discomfort condition when you discover that.
You know the reaction in common sense. It's like to them it's common.
No.
Hey, you understand? Even myself, I think maybe because I know it, it's a common word for me because it's been all over social media.
Yeah.
You understand? So there are certain things in which if I mention them and you say you don't relate with or you don't know them, you're ignorant. I'd be surprised. There's no way.
I maybe overnight the environment. Do you know one was cum laude around there?
Nah, man.
We like that.
Maybe they keep things to themselves.
Chagat.
Yes. It's just been tracing time. Where were we going with that?
We're going with the minds, man, with the thoughts, like the fake theory. You're saying that we have 1,000 thoughts. Let's say we have 41,000. It's a small number. We have many thoughts, man.
Like the kind of environments that we are exposed to, the kind of people that we are exposed to, the kind of the experience that we had in life, everything that you are exposed to
interacting
will expose a different character or a different persona out of you. It means those things, the environment, circumstances, always brings out a different persona out of you. Like I've mentioned that the characters build a persona. So the difference, yes, it's just a slight different. A character is a whole of a reaction and your thoughts based on certain things, but a persona is practical. It's what manifests out of your thing and your thoughts, and the happening and stuff. That's a persona. I've given an example earlier on before the shoot about like being in church and being in groove and being in a business place.
Yeah.
Those are the three different places which will bring out three different people out of you. From how you think, from how you move, from how you talk, from how you behave, which results a different attitude out of you. And then in that way, that is where we are going to draw a line. If you don't understand the differences between the three, or how you should behave between those three different things, different occasions or environments, that is where we can say, bro, you are still immature.
Yeah.
Not basically you are stupid, but you haven't matured to that extent of moving yourself out of your ego.
Yeah.
Because the ego fits each and every character which you have. I don't know, man. Hey, like it's hard for me to break the word ego. So simple.
Ego.
Because it has to do with character at a certain point, but it's. Say why you phone now and long? I love this one. Yeah, man, dictionary.
Yeah.
Like ego, it's a if you die in your own character, or the character that is manifesting, or in conclusive manner the persona
which is in charge,
which is in display at that current moment, at that current situation. So an ego is a sense of your own value and importance. I love this one. Yeah, man, gay cheese. Let me go, Mari. It explains a different thing.
So one, Irini,
your sense of your own value and importance.
So ego is self-esteem.
It's not a self-esteem. Self-esteem is a different story. But somewhere between the lines they connect. Your self-esteem is a maintained character.
Yeah.
It's like it does not like we maintained character. A ego, it's a now reaction.
Yeah.
But a character, it's something which is maintained and can be at the display as a persona for a certain time, or like I can say you cannot protect your ego from reacting in each and every situation or circumstances. Not in a single day or in any way. That's how I understand or see these things. The part of the mind that is responsible for your sense of who you are. Remember, who you are depends on where you are.
Yeah. Sense of belonging.
Sense of belonging. Where you belong, you portray different person.
And where you belong, you have to feel comfortable.
That's your comfort zone. It's your comfortable self. The thing, the knowledge that we are being sold at a certain point makes us things, or like people talk it in a conclusive manner as if like you yourself, you are a character, like you carry that single character as a whole that you need to maintain. That is why at a certain point you cannot embrace certain sides of yourself. You will avoid being angry. Even when you are angry, you cannot say it or admit you are angry, which will bottle up in you. And one of the good days it will burst. But if you know that you are not like a single person, like a single thought, simply because you think you are kind, you cannot be rude. You understand? It's a different story. You have to embrace even the rude side of you. When you are angry, you have to be angry because it's you reacting. And when you are angry and you become angry, you have practiced that, but it's not bottle anything. It comes with lessons and everything. You grow up. It becomes easy for you to develop and grow and mature
and
in
know
life.
about yourself.
And mature. And when you are mature, you already taught yourself a lot of things about self-respect, self-love. Because you have mastered
confidence.
Yes, you have mastered that thing we mentioned earlier on, that you cannot understand the world around you without understanding yourself. That's why you understand yourself. Oh, I'm impatient. And being impatient is not a character, it's a deed, like it's a result of something which has happened. You have to deal with yourself. No one is responsible for angering you. If you did not deal with something, you cannot take it out on me. Deal with yourself, bro. And this thing affects us at like in a lot of relationships. The relationship that we have with like the people we live with, our girlfriends, our friends, our relatives, our siblings, our parents,
Everyone,
our
even the
guidance,
stranger,
our bosses.
yeah,
Every relationship that we may be exposed to, there are a lot of things that you need to deal with yourself, with it yourself, because it will affect the people that lives around you. It is surely you cannot deal with yourself. You cannot embrace certain side of you because you think that's not who you are. That's who you are, bro. If you think robe bank, and you cannot say it. I want to robe bank when the full beer. But so you will have found better people.
want to see
But
explore possibilities,
more possibilities.
solutions to problem.
Self-talk. You cannot conclude at something because you had the conversation with yourself,
Yeah,
and convinced yourself this is it.
because between you and yourself.
Yes, that's the attitude that you will have around everything.
Yeah.
My man, as you had the call, because of time, let us see each other in the next episode, people. It was good having you around.
But still need to talk more about this, man. This is...
Man, we can talk, we can talk about this at least the whole year. I wanted to say the whole day, but every day we continue talking about this in a different level, in a different manner. And today we just highlighted there and there because even that's the self-defense mechanism. It's a topic itself.
Yeah.
Like,
It comes with a lot.
It comes with a lot because where we mentioned ego, it is there.
Yeah.
You see, it is there. The self-defense mechanism, it has been ushered by the ego.
Yeah.
You understand? Every time your first reaction is the self-defense mechanism, which is ushered by your ego.
You wanna be comfortable.
Yes, and then if you let that limit you, it means you won't explore your thoughts. You won't explore into anything. You won't explore even to your other characters.
That little voice inside you is gonna cry.
And even in that little voice, we didn't clarify, Kuri.
Yeah.
When we are saying there are multiple characters, it just feels like there are two of you speaking. It's just a platform.
That little voice is the many thousand voices.
Yes, the experience and the trauma which you had, first speak. Or I think this could be, and then it gets out.
Yeah.
And the desires and how you wanted to be when you grow up enters.
The
younger you, what is hey?
Look, maybe when I buy something in a store. Or those voices, I want this, but no, I don't want this.
Yes.
I want this, but no, this. These are you wanna like
those are
you know you can buy the whole store, but you are busy with this.
A lot of things.
Yeah.
And then I learn the difference you. The advice, the youngest you, the younger you, the older you,
because you
the current
craving for things like you see Ramla, kids,
you understand? Everything we have experienced affect how we think, how we behave, but it does not build who we are.
Yeah.
Who we are is a decision, I still say. You decide to understand, no man, this is me, man. This is me. This is literally me. I want to express myself.
Yeah.
But at this point, I'm suppressed by this, the beliefs, the societal standards, the experience. They afraid me. Want to say the joyful me, the younger me. But there is you, which is something. I'm a literal example. I'm always practicing myself. It does not matter the circumstances, because I don't let anything stand on my way of deciding. But rather, my benefits or my decision based on the reasons of the benefits, which is tomorrow, or the reasons at the circumstances, which is what I'm going to face after what I did.
Tomorrow, obviously.
Tomorrow, obviously. Still tomorrow. It's the highway or the other way, but they are both my own ways.
Yeah.
Onto this. So this conversation leads us to where you are able to think without using emotions.
Yeah. So now, one, you have mentioned Kurna, your old self, your current self, your environment, or those kind of desires, like desiring the what you are exploring.
Yeah.
Wow. So you're telling us, Kuri, like now as I am, I'm carrying like desires of my younger self. Wow.
Yes.
Like they are
and the traumas of your younger self.
So like I wanna be practical with this. They love saying, Kuri, if you don't do this when you're young, you're gonna do it when you're old. About 10 years. So okay, how is it? So I'm my younger self now. Like maybe I can, maybe I want circumstances are not the same. I can't do this. I cannot. Maybe I'm a Christian.
Because you're a Christian, you are still afraid of
exploring such things. So later on in life, I discover this and this, and then those desires.
Maybe now the thing is, you feel like you have not been expressing yourself
to the fullest.
You have been selfish to yourself because of certain reasons that were in front of you or were brought to you.
That were governing.
And now you feel like you are in charge more than those things. You understand? You feel like you take control. Then you are going to do what you didn't do while you were still in like governed by those.
So those are the characters we're trying to enlighten.
Yes, those are the things that affect your decisions, your decision making, your attitude, your life in particular, how you decide, how you interact with people. But they just add influence.
They are adding influence. Yeah,
it's not like
just
the basis or the initiation.
Exactly. They're just a part of you.
They're just a part of you. The real you or who you are is the one that is learning the experience of life, which is more like your soul.
The past you. So
it's not. Like, we cannot call it the past you.
Like what I'm trying to say, the real you is the one who is using your experience from.
Is the ignorant you? Is the curious you. Your real you is the curious you. Is the one who questions every thought that comes. Make this. I think this one is so simple. The real you is the curious you, because the real you is the one who is learning life. Is trying to understand life. Is translating life and bringing it into his own understanding, his own interpretation. One to see. The otherwise. The folk, it's not you. The real you is the one that questions everything. It's the one which is curious to know about everything. If you ever thought about this, it's the one that is going to question that thought. That is the real you. The real you is the adapter, the one who is learning.
Ayo. Some other time, we're gonna finish.
We are gonna finish this. So make sure to check our episode on another platforms. It's AfriPods, Google Podcast, Pocket Cast, but Stitch. Until so Pocket Cast, even Google Podcast now Yo, but we're also still available at Amazon Music and Spotify.
And
YouTube, and even on our Facebook page is still running up and running, Vele, and our WhatsApp channel. Yes.
Location.
So we'll be seeing we'll be seeing you soon on another episode with more things to discuss, with more open conversations, as promised. So we don't want to waste a lot of time. This is your boy Lodwaran II. Be sure to check out my own profile on Facebook and every media platform. I'm always
Mr. Content Creator.
I'm
going new.
Now I was not alone. I was with
your boy, Mr. Polite Taiti,
the XC.
The hashtag God, So for today, the question is, do you know yourself?
Do you know who you are?
Do you know who you are, bro?